How was your vacation, John? Where did you go? That's probably what you folks are asking, and my answers would be good and nowhere. And now you're probably going, what? You didn't go anywhere for vacation? No, I just hung out around town, and no, I'm not going to use the word staycation because that's a stupid made up word. And I know, here comes Thor going, all words are made up. Honestly, though, my feeling is, from August to May, I'm just go, 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 go. So when I get to this point in time, I really don't want to do much of anything on my first week off of the summer. Now, my second week off, which is going to be next month, I'm planning on doing some stuff out of town. But last week was just relax and recharge. I kind of adopted the philosophy of Mr. Spock. I think it was from the Shore Leave episode in Star Trek, the original series, when he says, on Vulcan, to rest is to rest, the cessation of activity. And I think Mr. Spock was onto something with that. Except, well, I wasn't completely a lazy bum during my time off. I did work on my next Jack Raston cryptid hunting novel, and when I realized that I was near the climax of it, I went on a writing rampage, and I actually got the entire first draft done last Sunday. And for those of you saying, ooh, it's coming out soon, nope. You're going to have to wait because I'm running it through my critique group, and then there's the editing process and revising process, and that takes all kinds of time. So Channel Beast will not be coming out for quite a while. Why am I calling it Channel Beast, you ask? Because the story is about a mosasaurus that goes on a rampage in the English Channel. And for those of you not familiar with it, a mosasaurus, well, think of like a 50-foot crocodile-like creature that lived in the ocean up until 66 million years ago. Or so we thought, at least in the terms of my novel. And, well, I mean, there were some other things I did during my vacation. I did do an author appearance at the Prescott Valley Community Market. And, well, the big one, I got invited to the wedding of someone you folks might be familiar with, and that is former Prescott High School girls basketball standout and current Embry-Riddle women's basketball assistant coach Paige Ram, who we actually had on the show a few months back, along with a couple of Lady Eagle players, Megan Strickler and Hannah Urbano. And, well, not only did Paige invite me to her wedding, but she called me up out of the blue a few weeks prior, and she goes, hey, John, we want to do something really special for our wedding, and I was thinking I want you to come and introduce the wedding party and do it like you do your play-by-play. And that's exactly what I did. Just went there and it just went kind of over the top, and the wedding party comes out, and along with doing their names, we had nicknames in there. And as I'm prompt to do, especially when I'm doing play-by-play for Embry-Riddle, give all kinds of weird information about whatever hometown they're from. Paige kind of gave me carte blanche for that, and sometimes I think, it's kind of a dangerous thing to give me that much freedom and put a mic in my hand. But I got to tell you, I never imagined I would be the hype man for someone's wedding, but you know what? There I was, and I got to tell you, I'm still floored that Paige and her husband would think that highly of me, that they would want me to do something like that for their wedding, their big special day. But still, I am just super flattered that she asked me to do this, and I was more than happy to do it. And it was a really nice wedding. In fact, they had the reception at the Sam Hill warehouse. First time I've been there since they renovated it, and man, that really is a nice place. So I just want to say thank you to Paige and Anthony for letting me do that at their wedding. And who knows, maybe this could be like a whole new side gig for me, along with being an author, hype man for a wedding. Well, speaking of being a hype man, today I get to be a hype man for our local coaches because, yes, today on the show, we have another summer top 10 list. It's the top 10 local coaches of the year. And before we get going here, just wanted to talk a little bit about my decision-making process because I've had people question my choices on this particular list in the past, which I actually don't mind. That's part of the nature of a top 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 list, to prompt debate, to ask questions, or to just scratch your head and go, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Kind of like me when the other week this British guitar company came out with its top 20 guitarists of the past 2 decades and can't believe I'm going to say this, and put Taylor Swift on the list at number 8. Just how? Like, you chowderheads have never heard of Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm? Danny Villarreal from The Warning? Matt Heffey from Trivium? Herman Lee from Dragon Force? Anyway, I digress. For some of the coaches who made this list, it's not necessarily about them winning championships. For some of them, it's about whether or not their teams exceeded expectations for the season. Some people might still question my picks, but like I said, that's the nature of a top 10 list, and I'm always the one who says you should question stuff, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite and go, how dare you question my brilliant list. Anyway, let's get on with it, starting with, of course, number 10. He had a veteran group going into the season and expected big things out of them. But the first half of the season did not go the way he expected as the team struggled through December. But when they returned from Christmas break, the players had new attitudes, and he tapped into that to help them get on a big second half roll. He seemed to know which players to put in at which times during the game, and it paid off as they not only qualified for the Cal-Pac Conference Tournament, but won their first conference title in program history, earning them a trip to the national tournament. They finished the season with a 19-13 record, and he's looking forward to next season with several quality returners and some very talented recruits. Congratulations to Michael Trujillo of the Embry-Riddle women's basketball team, the Tri-City Sports Roundup number 10 local coach of the year. Next up, number 9. Yes, she had a veteran squad that had already won 2 straight conference championships, but a good coach knows how to make sure a team like that does not get complacent, and that's what she did, making sure to schedule some very tough competition for them to start the season. Knowing nothing would come easy for them, they played as hard as ever and tore through their conference schedule. She also did a masterful job of getting the numerous talented players on her roster into the lineup so everyone could feel like they were contributing to the team's success. That resulted in another trip to the Cal-Pac tournament and the club's 3rd straight conference title. Even though they didn't make it out of regionals, her team ended the year with a very impressive 39-13 record, and she was voted the Cal-Pac Conference Coach of the Year. No doubt she'll keep working her magic, even with a slew of new players on the roster for next year. Congratulations to Nicole Hennessy of the Embry-Riddle softball team, the Tri-City Sports Roundup number 9 local coach of the year. And before we go to break, folks, we're going to give you number 8. This is a guy who keeps getting the most out of his players, even encouraging them to take part in tournaments during the offseason. He's built a strong tradition of success with his team, and the players this past season wanted to keep that going, and they did. With their culture of hard work, they scored win after win during the regular season, and the winning continued in the postseason as they won the Section 7 championship. Facing the toughest field of teams in the history of the Division II state tournament, he made sure not to put too much pressure on his squad, and it paid off as they notched a 5th-place finish. With quite a few of his key players having graduated, he'll have to reload in 2024, but he's done it in past seasons, and he can certainly do it again. Congratulations to Dan Osterloh of the Prescott Boys Golf Team, the Tri-City Sports Roundup number 8 local coach of the year. Well, folks, we're just getting started with our latest top 10 list. top 10 local coaches of the year, who else makes the list, and of course, who grabs this top spot for the 2023-2024 school year. Well, you'll have to stay tuned and find out all that information here on the